I'll just start simply kind of what happened tonight. It seemed like a lot of the things that went wrong were some of the things that had been going right for you all in terms of strong starts defensively and limiting chances from opponents.
Yeah, can't start the game the way that we did, especially against the team that is set up the way that they are. Difficult to break down in their 5-4-1. Um, we switched off there on the first goal. Just everybody assumes the ball's out of bounds. Too many guys, fall asleep and end up going down a goal. I thought the mentality was really, really poor tonight. Really, really frustrated with that. Felt really happy with how we had been progressing the 4 games prior. But too many guys tonight didn't have, what I asked them to have, which was that fight, the belief, the mentality. But I think it was clear when you look at the game over 90 minutes, it was nowhere near good enough.
And I mean, is that surprising given where you guys were? And do you feel like you were kind of turning the right corner now, looking at 9 games left? And where does this also at the same time leave you in terms of what you can still accomplish in the regular season to get ready for the playoffs? Excuse me.
I mean, I don't think disappointed. Does how I feel right now justice. The week of training was excellent. Felt the preparation was good. Felt the game plan was good, but we didn't execute. And again, when I look at the demeanor that we need to have to start the game, being on the front foot, having the right mentality, we didn't. And they did, and that becomes the problem with regard to, there's 9 games left. All that we can do is make sure we prepare the group to be better next week. We control what we can control, and that's making sure that at the bare minimum that our mentality is right.
What did you do at half to try and change tonight? Obviously there was one sub. It looked like you went to two on top of your formation, but did you also do something defensively? I think there was a span of more than 30 minutes that they went without taking a shot, obviously protecting a lead, but just how did you try to change the game and what did you see over those final 45 minutes?
Yeah, T going down injured certainly affected sort of my sub pattern and what we were looking to try to do, especially with the moments, especially with the heat. But the one thing that we changed was trying to go to 2 9s up top to apply more pressure to their center backs. Felt we did that. I think that's why we were able to limit at least chances in the second half compared to the first. But again, I thought, we didn't create anywhere near enough. Our performance with the ball was poor on the night, and I thought our movement off of each other high up the field was poor on the night, which you can't say over the last 4 games with the ball that we haven't had that. Tonight we didn't have it, and that became a massive issue.
You mentioned the injury to Amadou Dia. What are the early indications there? It didn't appear from the replays of that there was contact with an opponent.
Yeah, it's going to probably be a while. It was his hamstring.
And then on the flip side, you did get to bring Jorge Gonzalez off the bench. When you talk about attacking and options, is that a starting point to give you something different moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, as I've said, we've been waiting for him to get healthy. He's done a lot of work to get to where he is now. He's an important attacking piece for us. Brian is still trying to come back from injury as well. And so, injuries have played a big role this year. It's been really difficult for everybody, including the players that they're happening to. But everybody has to deal with it, so I don't use it as an excuse. It's good to have Jorge back. We'll hopefully continue to try to push Brian, to get him back as soon as we can. But tonight, for sure, I leave with answers, which is good for me as to the guys that are going to leave everything on the field. And I felt there was too many, as I said, guys tonight that didn't do that.